This is Golf with Jay Delsing.
Hey, welcome back. This is Golf with Jay Delsing. I'm your host, Jay. We are coming to you from the Car Shield Studios, and I am sitting down with my good friend, Paul Fusco. Paul, I'm trying to think about how long we've known each other, and it's just going to date the hell out of ourselves, man. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Yeah, it was in the 90s, somewhere there.
Yeah, somewhere in there is right. Oh, my gosh. So you're a St. Louisan. You grew up on the south side of town. Tell our listeners that you have been a professional caddy for 34 years, but let's go back and tell everybody. I just love doing this. Tell everybody how you discovered golf and how you fell in love with it, and who was around and who was influential.
Right. That's what's cool about every caddy out on tour. They all have a special story how they got out there, and it's pretty cool. But with me, I was a kid. I was 12 years old, and my best friend called me up when it was time to go get a job, a summer job. Asked me if I wanted to caddy, and he said all his older brothers worked at Sunset Country Club. And I said, yeah, sure. So I went out there, and after a week, I immediately fell in love with it, and I just kept pursuing it, and here I am.
Now, Paulie, there's some hills at Sunset. Some hills at Sunset. And, as we speak, they are redoing that golf course now, which is really going to be super cool. I know you didn't know that, but I was just talking to RJ not long ago, Ryan Johnson, who is their director of golf, and they are really excited about this. I think they're only keeping, 4 to 6 holes that are the same, and then everything else is going to be done. Yeah. But anyway, so you started at Sunset, and you went to Vianney High School, and then you went to the University of Missouri.
That's right. And literally a week after I graduated Mizzou, I was driving out to California. I was going to go to Pebble and I figured that's where I'll start caddying. And I ended up in Palm Springs at the Vintage and worked there for 3 seasons. And I met Scotty Gilmore on the senior tour, and he gave me my chance to get out there. So
your first professional loop was with Scotty Gilmore?
No. Scotty Gilmore was a caddy. And he was he was caddying for Mike Hill at the time, who was doing very well in early 90s. And the Vintage, where I caddied, always had the senior, I think it was the Vantage Championship. Yes. And they'd come through town, so you meet all the caddies, and I met Scotty. And after the second or third year, I asked him if he could take me out with him. And he said, yeah. And this is an interesting story, too. So I saved about $2,000 up, which felt like 20 grand back then. And and a week and a half, he goes, I'll take you on tour. I can't promise you anything. I'm like, no, I understand. So about 2 weeks before he's going to take me out, he calls me and says, my mother-in-law's on her deathbed back in England, and I got to take care of her. I'm going to finish out the summer on the European tour. And without even thinking, I just go, well, what about me going over to Europe with you? There's a slight pause, and he goes, all right, I tell you what, in 2 weeks, get a ticket to Manchester, England. I'll pick you up, and we'll figure it out. I go, all right. So I went over.
Oh, my gosh. How exciting is that? So was your first professional event in England?
Yeah, Benson and Hedges down in Plymouth.
Who was your caddy? Who was your player?
You won't believe it. My first bag was Vijay.
You're kidding. How did that happen?
Well, this is another good story. So we're down in Plymouth, and there's a small town down there. And we go to lunch on Monday. We get down there. We sit in the parking lot all morning. And we go to this little fish and chip shop. It's just a 1-lane road. And we're sitting there eating, looking out this big plate glass window. And all of a sudden, this Mercedes drives by and stops at a Boots, like a 7-Eleven over there. And he goes, hold on a second, I'll be right back. So he runs down the street. He's gone for about 40 minutes, comes back. He's supposed to start working for Paul Laurie the next week.
Oh.
But he's just picking something up, the week I'm there with him. So he's talking to VJ in the shop, and Irish Harry, they just finished Irish the week before. Yeah, they just finished working together the week before. So VJ just happens to be looking. And he wants Scotty to work for him. He goes, I can work for you this week, but I'm starting with Paul next week. And he said, no. He goes, if you're going to work for me, you're going to work for me. He goes, well, I got my buddy over from the States if you want to look at him. He goes, all right, tell him to meet me at 8 in the morning. I'll talk to him tomorrow. So he comes running back to the fish and chip shop, and I'm like,
No
he goes, oh, I think I got you some. I think I got you some. So I'm like, all right. So, oh yeah, I know, right? This just doesn't happen. So we finish up the next morning, and we get there 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. He says meet. We were there at 7. Typical tour pro doesn't show up till 11, right? So, so he shows up at 11 finally, and me and Scotty go walking over to the car park. He's parking his car. He gets out. I meet him, just kind of matter of fact. Hey, how you doing? And he goes, well, I'm going to go hit balls on the range. If I want you, I'll send for you. Kind of cold, just walks off. I'm like, all right. So another hour and a half goes by, and then Scotty comes running down. There's this hill up to the range. He comes running down the hill. Come on. He wants you. And I still remember this. We're walking up the hill, and he puts his arm around me, and he says, this could be the start of a beautiful relationship. And sure enough, I ended up working for him for 5 years.
I can't pull it. First of all, that never happens.
No.
That just does not happen. You don't come out of nowhere and pull out a top player's bag. Doesn't happen.
No.
Now, sitting in the parking lot does happen, and waiting around. I was thinking you were going to tell me it was a Monday qualifier or something. The Benson and Hedges is a huge event.
Oh yeah. Now it gets better. So I still remember I'm walking up that hill, and I've club caddy, but that's nothing compared to being on tour. And I'm walking on the range, and he had the old Wilson bag, red and white leather bag. Remember those? Oh, yeah. And it's heavy. Sitting there. And it's like everything's stopped. I'm just staring at this bag, and it's like the Holy Grail. It's like everything's quiet, and I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna happen, So he was so cool about it. I walked up, and we just start casually talking, and a couple shots in, he starts asking me about his, the shots and stuff. It was totally relaxed, and we just went from there. It was pretty good.
And you worked for Vijay for 5 years. You won how many tournaments together?
7.
7 events. Wow, Paul, what a start. I mean, that's
speaking of starts.
Yeah.
No, this is good. Sorry. So we start Thursday morning. Still, I'll never forget it. Back 9 off the 10th, like 7:30 in the morning. We're with Barry Lane and Frank Nobilo. So you got Ant-Man working for Frank Nobilo, and Gary working for Barry Lane.
And folks, everybody had a nickname. Nobody knew anybody by their real name.
No.
No. The caddies were all Irish Harry and Irish Dave, and okay.
So we get at 7:30. We get there. It's a downhill par 4. So at 7:30 we all tee off. I think we're last to hit. Walking off the tee, tee's level, and then it's just a slope all the way down. Well, there's dew in the morning, right? My first step, slip. I'm up in the air. Bam! I'm rolling down the hill. Everybody in the group's laughing. Vijay's even laughing. He's helping me up. All the clubs stay in the bag, but he helps me up. He's laughing you're kind of angry inside because you're embarrassed, right? And I'm like, oh man. So he helps me up. No problem. We get down there, get to the ball, give him the number. He hits it up down the green about 30 feet, makes it. I'm like, all right, great. Next hole's a par 3, hits it up there, same 30, 35 feet, makes it. I'm like, all right.
Now, Vijay he was a lot of good, but he was not a great putter.
Well, I disagree with that. You don't do what he did over his career without being, you know what I mean?
Putter. Let's say that. He had some off moments. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
So we get to 12, third hole. It's a par 5 reachable in front of and there's a forced carry right in front of the green, maybe 6 feet of water, a little creek going across. Hits it right down the middle. He asked me what I think. I go, I think it's a 3-iron. And looking back, it couldn't have been more than a 5-iron. So he takes the 3-iron and he hits it. And I guess, when it's too much club, your body kind of adjusts, and he hits it heavy, but he catches enough of it, lands short of the creek, bounces over, rolls up to a tap-in eagle. Birdies the next hole, par, birdies the next. We're 6 under through 6. And I'm like, man, this is easy. Where do we pick up the trophy? Yeah.
Where did you guys finish that week?
7th, tied 7th, first week.
Oh my! Do you remember by any chance how much money Vijay
Oh
won and how
gosh,
much you got paid? That's probably a long
no.
time
Yeah, I
because
mean,
those
well,
were
at that
small
time,
purses.
this was 93. So, I mean, the men's tour was $1 million purses. So 181st. So I imagine it'd be a little less over there at the time,
Right.
something like that. But
Oh
here's
my
another
gosh.
good part of this. So we finished seventh, but on Saturday, uh, I'm talking to Scotty at the B&B we're staying at. And I'm like, man, what do I do? I go, do I wait? Is this a 1 week and done? Or, do I ask him? He goes, oh, you'll figure it out. So Saturday's round, we get to about 14, and I'm all day it's going crazy in my head. Like, what, should I ask him or what? And we're walking off 14. He hands me a driver back. We're getting halfway to the ball. And all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, so casually, he goes, the next week was the Spanish Open in Madrid. And he goes, hey, now listen, when you get there next week, make sure my balls and gloves are in the locker. And, just totally nonchalant. And I'm just like, yes, inside. So that was it. Got the job.
Wow. Paul Fusco is my guest. He is a professional caddy currently working on the LPGA Tour for C. Young Kim. But we are talking about the start and Vijay Singh. Now, I played probably 100 rounds of golf with Vijay. I seem to get paired with him a lot. I always got on with him great. But he had a reputation for being really rough on you guys.
He was tough. But I mean, he demanded a lot of himself, so I think he demanded a lot of his caddies too. But I tell you what, he could be tough. I'd give him that. But if he knew you, he loved you. He'd do anything for you.
So you guys see each other now, and it's like you guys are brothers.
Oh yeah, well, my son and his son Cass are best friends. They were best friends back then. They're still tight now, and so my son spends a lot of time around him still.
That's fantastic. Now, so you spent 5 years with Vijay Singh, World Golf Hall of Famer. Nice start to your golfing caddying career.
Yeah.
And now what happens?
Well, I went off the road and came home for a year, and went back out after 1 year, and got back after. I got married and had the kids, and I wanted to try staying home, so I tried that, and it was tough to transition into a job that could make the money you're making caddying.
And you have the flexibility. You're also doing something you love. You're traveling the world. Now, does your wife get the? And it's hard to bring a family on tour as a player. I know it's got to be hard as a caddy, but how often does your wife get to travel with you?
Well, I'm still single now, but back then I tried to make it work as much as I could, as that was feasible. But it was tough.
It didn't work for me either, bro. I'm with you. So I could totally relate. So you get back on tour, and do you go straight to the LPGA Tour, or are you going to hang around?
No, I came back.
Tour?
No, PGA Tour. I think I started with Mike Holbert for about 10 weeks, and then went to Brent Geiberger. Remember Brent? And
just a great guy. Just a
great guy.
Just a great Al Geiberger's son, Brent. Won 3 tournaments on tour, I think, or something.
I think 2. Yeah.
Yeah. Really a nice guy. Mike Holbert. We have to give Hubby a shout out. I played with him in San Diego one year where he putted one-handed the entire tournament.
He did once with me too. Yeah, Hubby was the best. Funny guy.
I said to him, Hub, what are you going to do with that other hand? He goes, I never thought about it. I go, I think I'm going to just put it in my pocket.
That's awesome.
Really good. Okay, so you've got Mike Hulbert and a couple other guys. Where are you in your desire to? Are you still loving this? Is this still?
Oh yeah, that's the thing. It's great. I mean, I still. Some guys you see, I'm tired of this, and I'm going home. I really do. I still love it.
Yeah, and you still love it to this day. I know that. So Paul, can you tell as a caddy when the player-caddy relationship is starting to go? And so, folks, let's just talk about this. I love your thoughts as well, because it doesn't mean you're necessarily mad at the other guy or something. There's a staleness or something that just happens that you're no longer a good team, and you're not going to make money together. Not
Exactly.
just, I don't know how to explain it, but that's the way I saw it.
You can call it, there's no chemistry anymore. You're just not clicking anymore. But and you definitely, it's just an inner thing. You just know. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, it just doesn't work anymore, or it doesn't flow like it used to, and it just happens. I mean,
so Paulie, how did you and Vijay break up?
well, I wanted to get off the road, so it was I wanted to get spend more time with my family, and so I made a decision. It was very tough, and I did it. Didn't work out going home, with another job, and I had to came back out and basically start over.
So you basically had to say to him, "Hey, look, I've got to step away. This has been great, but I've got to do this." Okay.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's not easy. Okay, so what? Actually, why don't we take a break? This is Golf with Jay Delsing. I'm visiting with Paul Fusco. He is a professional tour caddy. Great guy, and we're full of lots of stories. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. This is Jay Delsing, author of the new golf book, You Wouldn't Believe Me If I Told You. It's an unforgettable memoir of golf, grit, and a blue-collar kid on the PGA Tour. Get yours at jdelsinggolf.com. Welcome back. This is Golf with Jay Delsing. We're coming to you from the Car Shield Studios, and I'm with my good buddy, Paul Fusco. He's a professional tour caddy. How many events, Paulie, have you won on the PGA Tour? Now, I know you've won a major on the LPGA Tour. How many events have you won on the PGA Tour?
PGA, 9.
9 events on the PGA. Wow. Fantastic. And you've won 13 on the LPGA Tour?
19.
19. I know you've got one major?
One major, yep.
One major. Okay, so now, in your journey, are we on the LPGA Tour yet, or are you still kicking around on the PGA Tour? And
no. No, I said I would never. I said I'd never want to work the ladies' tour. Not being mean or just whatever, just ignorant, I guess. But I thought it would be too different. They don't hit it as far. Too different. Blah blah blah. But and then let's see, 2009. I was in between jobs. It was funny. Me and Bambi in the parking lot again, right? We're looking for a job. I can't remember where we're at. We're both, looking for something. Don't get anything that week, and he goes, "All right, listen." He goes, if I hear anything, I'll call you and do the same for me. So I go home the next, 2 days later, he calls me. He said, "Hey, listen." He goes, "I can't. They asked me to do it. I can't do it. You want to work for Suzanne Pedersen on the ladies tour for 3 weeks? Just fill in." I had no idea who she was, and I'm like, in the back of my head, I'm like, not really, but I got because it's LPGA, right? And I'm like, so I thought about, I'm like, look, I got family to provide for. I got to work. I got to take it. So I took it, and 2 of the 3 weeks were majors. So we did the 3 weeks. Yeah, it was fine. She was great. I mean, she's a great girl and a good player. We got along great, and we were paired with Nyan Choi the last week at the U.S. Open, Thursday, Friday. So we do that, meet her. I go home. Suzanne's regular caddy comes back. I go home. A couple days later, Nyan Choi's manager calls me and said, "Hey, you guys are paired together. She wants you to work for her." I still don't have everything lined up in the men's, so I'm like, well, I guess I got to take it. So I go and take that. I end up working for her for 3-4 years, win 6 times with her. Had a great run. And then there was a couple years I went back and forth, the little ladies tour, little men's tour, and then I ended up meeting Seyoung 12 years ago, and here we are.
Wow. Now, in between, though, I can remember running into you at Seminole. I can remember running into you at some other places where you were just kind of hanging out, and it's always great to see the smiley, friendly face of yours, Paul. What is the biggest thing you've learned as a caddy? Because we players can be tough, man.
Well, the biggest thing is you think it's obvious, but you don't, do it all the time. It's like, look, you're working for the player. It's about the player. No matter what you want to offer or think you want to do, or you got to work on his time, his schedule, what he wants or she wants. And it's not about you dictating the story. It's giving them information they can use, for their game.
Yeah. And here's the other thing that's interesting, folks, is everybody wants to receive the information differently. I
Yes.
was a guy, Paulie, that I didn't want you to offer up a lot of information. I wanted to ask, because if you start talking about how much is behind the flag stick, it makes me think you think I'm going to hit it long, or you know what I mean? It's just another thing in your head that you really don't want. So let's walk people through what it would be like. What if you and I just met, and I'll walk you through how I would like my, our conversation to go when we get to the ball. So Paulie, I never put my caddies on the spot for clubs maybe 2-3 times a week. I really not. If I was ever in between clubs, if I ever asked a question, I said to my caddy, you need to speak firmly. You need to speak with decisiveness, and know of this wishy-washy stuff, because if I don't know, I don't expect you to know. Now, one of the things that I would expect you to know was which way's the wind blowing today, because you get into these foreign places where you're not comfortable and it seems to swirl, but it's not really swirling most of the time, Paulie. As you know, it's going one direction. We got to count on that, So,
right.
And Paul Fusco is my guest. He is a professional caddy, 34 years of caddying, currently on the LPGA Tour for Se-Young Kim, just a great champion. And we're talking about what it's like to caddy. So, Paul, you hit my ball off the tee. Somehow I find a fairway. Off we go. I used to like keeping a yardage book. I don't know if all your players like to or not, but I like to keep a yardage book. It kept me in it. And then I would record my shots from the day prior. So at the end of the week, I'd have 4 or 5 different, points of reference. So we go down to the first hole. You set the bag down and you go get your yardage and I get mine, and we come back. And I said, Paulie, I got 163 to the front. And your steps are way too big. It's 167 or something like that. So we'll usually go with yours or go split the difference. And then we'll go the flag sticks on 10. So we've got 177 yards. Let's say, Paulie, there's water to the right of the entire right edge of the green is water in the pit. I'll ask you, what's the cover on the right edge? Meaning, how far does my ball have to carry in the air to make sure it doesn't go in that water? And you'll say 4 or something like that. So we'll say, okay, we got 171 and 177 to the hole. And then after that, I ask if there's wind or not. And then, I was ready to go. For me, I didn't want, if I might say, if the wind is blowing anything that's perceptible, that could influence the ball, I'll probably ask you, you think it's a couple off the right, or a little bit of help, a little bit of hurt? And you'd say, yeah, it's a little, let's go 3 yards into your face. So we take that 171 up to 174. And then, Paulie, that was really kind of it for me. I never asked my caddy a club. I very seldom did that, but I don't think that's the way most players are.
Well, like you said, every player is different with what they want. And I can, just for example, like with me and Se-Young now, we got it down to as few words as possible. I'm just giving her, but the thing is, I got to be 3-4 steps ahead, ready for what she's asking. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I got to read what's coming, like any caddy does. But it's nice when we get it going. I give her the numbers, and then you got trouble left. Well, I'm not going to point it out till she asks. But if she doesn't say anything, if it's major trouble, I'm going to point it out and say, look, use the right side, plenty of room.
Yeah.
Just not a big conversation, little words, and just, and if the wind's there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll tell her the wind's helping. She'll say, how much? I'll give her a number, 3 yards, 8, whatever, 15, maybe if it's hollow, who knows? But quick for her. Now, this is just me and her, it's quick. That's what she wants. Quick, short answers. Like even on putts, sometimes it starts out, what's it doing? Left to right. Yeah, you said it on the men's tour, they'd be like, thanks a lot,
Yeah,
with her, yeah. But that's what she wants, because she's like, she reads a lot of straight putts. It's funny, which is fine. She's just aggressive. But I'll say left to right, and then she'll ask, she might ask the next question, how how much? And then I'll give a specific answer. But with her, it's just, I'm ready and quick, short answers, and don't explain anything. And she can take that information and do what she wants with it.
And so I think we should tell the viewers and listeners that you're also looking at the shot that she's encountering. So you'll obviously know, if she doesn't mention anything, that water comes out quite a bit, just so you know, it'll come all the way out to the right edge of that bunker or something like that. That's what
yes.
it refers to.
Yes.
Yeah. So Paulie, tell us what your prep is like before your player even shows up. When you go to a golf course, let's say what it looks like when you've been there before, what it looks like when you haven't been there.
Right. I mean, even if I know the course really well, I still, if I'm meeting her Monday morning at 6 or 7, whatever, which typically that's what we do. We get 18 in just by ourselves. We always play our practice round by ourselves just to get work done. But I'll get there the day before Sunday, walk the course with my book, and just know where everything, runouts, just double checking numbers, and just have that confidence that you've checked it, And so when she asks, because it's funny, man, it's without fail, if you haven't checked it, and then sure enough, you're in a tournament, hey, did you check this number? And you didn't, it's hard to lie, man. You get caught, and you don't want to, I hate that feeling. So I make sure I check it, and she can count on it.
It's like baseball. The ball finds you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
golf,
if you're struggling with your putting, you have nothing but 4-footers all day.
Yeah, exactly.
You feel like you make them, and you don't make all of them. It's one of those things. So it's so also important to know what your player, how she plays like, and things like that, because
tendencies.
Certain things on a golf course might be important to me that Cy Young doesn't even need.
Exactly. That's right. And she likes to go at pins, right? Which is great. I'd rather have somebody aggressive than, not aggressive. But I know, say, hey, look, we need to stay right. And I know if she's over it going, I'm going at this, and it's like, sometimes I'm like, I can see it and I'll back her off. I mean, rarely, but I'll say, hey, look, we really need to stay right here, or whatever it is.
Now, you guys have been together since 2000 and really a little bit of 2014, I think, but 2015, she was the Rookie of the Year. She's won 13 times. She's won one major. She's won almost $16 million on the LPGA Tour. And Paulie, that's saying something, because those purses they've never been like the men's tour, but they weren't that great back in 2015.
No. That's right. Yeah, the purses are coming along a little bit more. The majors, really, the regular tournaments still need get some, to get some more purse money in there. But the majors definitely have, they were $10 million.
Now, Cy Young has played in 2 Olympics. Did you caddy for those?
Yeah. In six. Well, here's another story. In 2016, the first one in Rio, I did, and what a great experience. And then the next year in 20 in Japan, I was all set, got, had all the gear, the badges, all that. We're in France the week before, or 2 weeks before. And this is 2020, so you got COVID going on. You're getting tested every time you turn around. And in France, it was ridiculous. We're getting tested. Me and another caddy get tested, and we show up positive, and we're both looking at each other like we're fine. Test again, still negative, or positive, I mean. So they said, no, you got to stay here 10 days, quarantine. And it made me miss the Olympics in Japan. I was so angry, because to me, the Olympics are a big deal. But
and she finished 9th in the
she had a chance.
Yeah, she had a chance. Oh my gosh, that's something. We are going to take one more quick break. I am visiting with Paul Fusco. He is a professional caddy. He's out on the LPGA currently, working for Cy Young Kim. This is Golf with Jay Delsing, and we are coming to you from the CarShield Studios. We'll be right back. A golfing experience of a lifetime. Custom golf trips with me, Jay Delsing. I've played on the PGA Tour for over 25 years and had the pleasure of playing the greatest courses in America, and now you can too. Experience courses like Pebble Beach, Wingfoot, Whistling Straits, and many more. Packages include meals, drinks, daily lessons, and tips from me, and much, much more. Book your experience now and email me, jay@jdelsinggolf.com. The golf course is waiting. Hey, welcome back. This is Golf with Jay Delsing. I'm your host, Jay. I'm visiting with Paul Fusco. He is a professional tour caddy, 34 years. My gosh, Paul, when we add up all these wins, how many wins do you have? 25
28.
wins in a major? 28 wins in a major. That is incredible. So, Paulie, I know you're an extremely humble guy, super kind. I know you just don't go walking around and go, yeah, man, I'm a PGA Tour caddy, or I'm a professional caddy. But if someone says to you, what do you do for a living? What do you tell them?
I go pretty general. I just say something like I'm in the golf business, and if they keep going, then we end up talking about, caddying and what I do.
It's got to be one of those things that if people know you're a caddy, they are all over you.
Oh yeah, some people, yeah, for sure, some people. That's why I kind of ease into it. But no, I mean, I don't mind talking about it. It's all good. It's fun.
Paulie, what is the best thing about being a professional caddy?
I don't know. I mean, the places I've been, the people I've met, and I get paid for it on top. I mean, you can't beat it. I love it.
There's something pretty special about golf, isn't it? Golf is a uniter. It brings people together. Some folks that would otherwise never have met one another, and this game can make you a lifelong friend. Oh
yeah, and it's in the sport golf. I mean, it's the closest sport to life. The way it's played and the way the breaks go, and you got to deal with things and keep moving.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be a hard question because this is like choosing your favorite child, but. Best shot you've ever seen? Do you have one that stands out in your mind that the moment was such? Or
there's a couple, but one popped in my head, so I'll go with that. So what is this? 1997 at the Memorial, working for Vijay, and Memorial is always the rainy season when we're there, so delay. So it's we're coming on the stretch, and Scott Hoke and Vijay are vying out to win the thing. We got to come back Monday morning, and we're on hole 11, the par 5, right? And it's really wet, and we're right in the middle of the fairway. Our drive's perfect. We can reach. We got a 3-wood to the hole, and the pin's left over that trap. Remember?
Oh,
we got the creep through it. Yeah, but it's wet out, right? So we come back Monday morning. They blow the horn at whatever, early, 7:38, whatever it was. First shot out of the box. Vijay flushes this thing. I mean, it almost flies in the hole, lands 6 inches from the hole, and just plugs. I mean, stops right there on time. Tap in eagle. Under the conditions, I thought that was pretty impressive.
Oh my gosh! Did you guys wind up winning the tournament?
Yeah, ended up winning. Yep.
What a thrill to get to walk up 18 and have Jack and Barbara there. That tournament is amazing.
Amazing, right?
Amazing. Who is your best? Give us a typical day in the life of a caddy. Let's say a tournament day. You're gonna have a afternoon tee time, Paulie. Are you guys watching the telecast to see if you can?
Well, I'm not. Yeah, I'm prepping. I'm not watching TV though. But let's say we're teeing off at 1. I got to meet her at 11:30. I'll get out there about 9:30. And walk the course and just watch shots. And, I know certain holes we got to pay attention to. So I'll go and watch those and see how the balls bounce and see if it's releasing, spinning, tee shots, just get a feel for what's going on before I meet her.
That's pretty cool. Do you guys does C Young map out a strategy with you on how you're going to play the course, or is that pretty much her thing?
No, we do that. That's like the first round Monday morning. When we get to a new week, when we're playing together, that's what we're doing. We're, from the first tee box. So like, okay, I walked this course and it looks like we need to be down the right half, or, you know, or whatever. Or sometimes she'll just say, don't say anything, let me find out. And then she'll hit shots, and, you know, sometimes learning the hard way is better, you know, at least because you see it. But yeah, we'll be mapping out strategy while we're playing practice rounds for sure. And then based on the wind during the tournament days, we'll, you know, adjust.
I just had Joe Scavron on about a month ago, and he's caddying for Luddy, and they were, you know, they had an unfortunate back nine at the Players Championship with a 2-stroke lead, and didn't actually get the thing done. But he was talking about how they'll do some texting and they'll do some additional work together, where they're like, is there anything I'm doing that you like? Is there anything you do that you want some modifications? Is there anything about the golf course you don't understand? Because a lot of things, you see this on the men's tour a lot. I'm not sure about the women's, but the golf course can change a lot from Thursday to Sunday.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially like if it's blowing, and it's not necessarily a soft course, but, you know, medium, let's say, but also it's blowing steady 20, 25 all week. By the time you get to Friday afternoon, that course is dried out and firm, you know?
Oh yeah, it'll dry out. You'll get a little extra run out, so you have to take into some considerations. Yeah. Paul, how big? And guys, my guest is Paul Fusco. He is a professional caddy. He is caddying on the LPGA Tour for Sei Young Kim, a major champion. 2015 Rookie of the Year, 2020 Player of the Year. Paul, how big is fitness for the girls? Because you know what it's like on the men's side. It's gotten insane.
A little different than when we were playing, right?
Oh my gosh, right?
Well, it's huge. I mean, I think it's every sport, I guess, you know, anymore. It's everybody. I mean, they're not like Sei Young. She takes care of herself. She works out, but I wouldn't say she's like over the top, you know, crazy with it. But she knows she has to be, you know, ready and fit and functional.
I got to tell you a quick story. In 1984, I got my card, and I come out on tour in '85, and it's the first year that we had a fitness trailer. So I always like to jog and do some calisthenics and things like that, because it really helped my head when I was in college. And so I thought, this is going to be great. I'm going to go into the fitness trailer and check it out. Ed Fiore, God rest Ed's soul, he just was in there drinking a Miller Lite or 2 or 3, and everybody the needle. Everybody. And Ed had a body that looked like Fred Flintstone. It was just a big square, and he was just the greatest guy. He had the funky grip, but just a great guy. So he was in there. I'm looking around, and everybody else is sitting there watching TV, except Ray Floyd was on the bicycle with a microwave bag of popcorn and a real Coke, just right in the bike. And I was like, I don't think this is the way this thing is supposed to go. It was so weird, because Paulie, we were still at that time where lifting weights was taboo. Nobody.
Oh yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah. Nobody did it. Yeah, it's definitely changed. It's come a long way.
How many opportunities did you get to play and hang out with Tiger on the course?
Oh, probably half a dozen times, maybe. You know, nothing really stuck. I mean, yeah, it was great being out with him, but I mean, nothing crazy happened. Anything when I was with him.
One of the things, because I played with him, I played behind him. When you're playing behind him, it is an absolute nightmare, because the big crowds, as soon as Tiger's finished, they're gone.
Everybody's running.
They're all running to get to the next spot. And you're like, what am I, sliced right over here? You know, wait, don't forget about me. But
everybody's like, stay in, please. No chance. You know, they're moving.
I know, no chance. They're gone. Have you played much with Nelly Corda?
Sure. Yeah.
When I watch her swing, she looks like she was made to swing a golf club. She is athletic and strong, and the way her body moves, it just almost looks like, you know, God made her to do this.
No, I mean, that pretty much sums it up. I mean, she's a great girl, a great person. She can play very well. Her rhythm's good. She can hit all the shots, and yeah.
Who's the longest person on the LPGA Tour? Who's longest off the tee?
Well, there's a new girl, what's Ramirez out here now from Spain. She hits it pretty far.
Yeah. It's how big an advantage is that for the girls?
Well, it's a big advantage, but you have to have the rest of it too. You know what I mean? A lot of times the long hitters don't have the short game and, to get it up and down from wherever they hit it, that second shot. But it's definitely a big advantage.
All right, fantastic. Well, Paulie, I so appreciate your time. Folks, Paul Fusco has been my guest. He's a professional tour caddy in his 34th year. He's on the road. He's caddying for C. Young Kim, who is a terrific human being and a great champion. And Paulie, we're going to be pulling for you. I know you're in Vegas while we're recording, and when this drops, God only knows where you're going to be, man. But safe travels to you, and thanks so much for coming on.
Hey, thanks for having me on. It's been a treat. Nice seeing you, Jay.
You too, buddy.